Hello, hello. Give me 1 minute. Hi everyone, is anybody seeing this? Yes, hi. How do you do? Welcome to the 30-minute masterclass webinar here with Afendi, and brought to you by the learning matchmaker Cinderam Berhad. How are you? Hi. Yan Pang, Audrey Fernandez, hello. Hey, you know what, before we start, tell me a little bit about yourself. Which department are you with? Give a bit of shout out. Hi Yam, hi Audrey. Anyone else in there? We have 4 eyeballs here. So just briefly tell me which department you're with. Hello, Mr. Ubi Yugendran. Nice to have you here. I take it that most of you here are most likely from the Human Resource Department. And we are here to cater to your needs. Now, let me do a bit of introduction for myself. I'm Adi Afendi and I'm a Master of Ceremonies. That's MC for short. What do I do as an MC? I go up on stage and make sure that your events run lively and smoothly. Hi, so you're from University Tunku Abdul Rahman Ubi. Thank you for joining us. Yam, you're in business information. Very good to have you here also. Now, what did I do as an MC? I go up on stage and make sure that your events run lively and smoothly, as I mentioned earlier. Now, throughout my career, I've MC'd hundreds of events. I've MC'd a wide range from private business parties all the way to international and events with a global status. For good measure, I've also done a hardcore punk rock concert, yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Now, my highlights will include the 29th SEA Games Kuala Lumpur 2017 and also the 18th Asian Games Jakarta Palembang 2018. Hi Nancy from Indonesia. Yes, I was there. I just got back from Indonesia from emceeing the 18th Asian Games in Palembang. It was a fantastic experience. I also emceed the United Nations Day last week, where the whole world celebrates United Nations Day on the 24th of October. Now, apart from emceeing, I also do a little bit of acting as well. If you are a fan of drama, Malay drama over in Astro, you might catch me in Dia Bidadariku, which aired last year, where I was along with Hisham Hashim and Era Fazira. If you're a subscriber of Unify TV, you might find me also on this little docudrama called Graduan Bawa Taxi. If you're a moviegoer, you might have caught me also in the latest blockbuster, Pascal the Movie. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Pascal the Movie. So I'm going to ask you a question a little bit about Pascal the Movie later on, right after this. And if you are the first person to answer correctly, you will walk away with a prize. And what's that prize, ladies and gentlemen? When I have the next public workshop, I sometimes do public workshops on public speaking, on MC skills, on event management, or protocol management. So if you are the first person who can give me the correct answer right after this session, you will walk away. I will invite you personally to come to my public workshop for free, just for you. That's right. Now, also, one of my accolades also is that I've also recently been awarded the 100 Most Influential Young Entrepreneurs Award 2018, where I share it with luminaries such as Tan Sri Tony Fernandez, Datuk Sri Siti Nohaliza, our astronaut Datuk Syed Muzaffar, and many other fantastic people, all 100 of us. So it was quite an honor for me. So I understand here that, hi Lisa, hi Shifa from Indonesia as well. Wonderful, you're studying at University Malaya, huh? Okay, now one of the things that always plagues people, no matter where you are, no matter what station you're in, whether you're self-employed or whether you're actually working for somebody, even as a student, public speaking. That has always been the #1 fear of people all over the world. They would rather die than do public speaking. So the saying goes. So I'm here to show you, I'm here to share with you some of the tips on how you can be a good public speaker. So you cannot run away for it, no matter what. Sometimes you have to give public speaking either to a group of 2 or 3 people, your superiors, or even to a group of 100 people, maybe at a town hall meeting of your company. So you may need to be able to do a presentation. So there are lots of opportunities for you to actually do this, and you are sometimes called upon to give public speaking, and you cannot run away from it. Public speaking is good, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, because that's the only skill that we have that will not be taken over by automation. So here are the tips quickly. So because we only have about 30 minutes, I'm going to do about 20 minutes of this presentation, and then I'll leave the last 10 minutes to if you have any questions for me. Now, the first tip to become a good public speaker, ladies and gentlemen, is this. Tip number 1. Preparation is key. It's very important. Preparation is very important. Do a research. Plan it out. Don't just wing it. Don't just say that, oh, I know this subject, I can do it, no problem. No. Even if you are a subject matter expert in your own field, either in taxation, in accounts, or in IT, when you need to do a presentation, especially on a subject that you feel passionate about, do some research and do some planning as well. Obviously, you're going to be called to speak on something that you know. You're not going to be called to speak on something you don't know. That's a given. But when you are given this opportunity, always do some research and plan. Good speakers stick to what they know. Great speakers research what they need to convey their message. So you need to also know what to convey, the right information to convey to your audiences. It's a different thing for you to convey to a group of, say, upper management than it is for you to convey to a group of non-executives. So always do a bit of research. Know your audience and also know your guests. Now, tip number 2, ladies and gentlemen, think positive. Always think positive. Now, that's a very good tip. When you want to go into before you give a presentation, regardless if it's before 3 people or before 300 people, always think positive. Especially if it's your first time. Don't go up on stage thinking, oh no, I'm going to screw up. Oh no, I'm going to say the wrong things. Oh no, what am I going to do? Don't. Always think positive. Think, I can do it. I can do this. I can do this. This is good. This is going to be over in a short while. I'm just going to laugh this off. But I can do this. Yes, positive. Always do that. Now, if you're religious, if you have a certain special prayer that you would like to recite, do so. Now, as a Muslim, whenever I go up on stage, before I go up on stage, either to MC or to give a talk, I would recite this special prayer called Doa Penerang Hati, or as I would like to translate it as an inspirational doa, an inspirational prayer to give inspiration. So I recite that, and that gives me confidence. But whatever your religion, please, if you have your own prayer, do so. If you believe in a lucky token, in a lucky charm, in a lucky rabbit's foot, or a lucky pen, or whatever, use it. Some people also believe that wearing that jacket, that particular jacket that his father gave him when he was younger, the grey colored jacket, gives him confidence because that's why his dad told him, wear this, son, and you will never fail in life. So wear it. If that gives you confidence, why not? Wear it. Doesn't matter if people laugh at you or not. It's very important to always go up stage with a positive attitude. Yeah? Always tell yourself that you can do it. Now, tip number 3. What's tip number 3, ladies and gentlemen? Invest in your audience. That's right. Invest in your audience. And what do I mean by invest in your audience? You have to think about what your audience wants to hear. Not about what you want to say, what you want to hear. So get to know your audience first. Who is it that you're going to talk to? Are you going to talk to the chairman, the vice chairman, the president, the board of directors? Or are you going to talk to the non-executives? Now, those two group of people would require you to give a different approach. Yeah. So relate to them. You have to relate to them. Invest in your audience a bit. Get to know them a bit, and always find a way on how you can actually communicate better to different groups of people. Tip number 4, ladies and gentlemen, Get comfortable with the environment, whatever the environment that you're going to talk to. If you're going to talk to a group of people, say the board of directors or your chairman in a meeting room, then please familiarize yourself with the meeting room. Now, some of you may think, oh, I've been to the meeting room lots of times. Whenever we have a meeting, it's always there. So yes, I'm familiar. But familiar perhaps as an audience member, somebody who sits on the chairs, but not necessarily somebody who gives a presentation. So go to your meeting room, say a day before you know that your presentation is going to be tomorrow. Go to the meeting room, stand at the head of the table behind the screen where you're going to give a presentation. I promise you, it's going to give you a different perspective from where you would normally be in a meeting sitting on a chair. If you have to be on a stage, some companies, like for instance, I know for a certain that Johawaki group of companies, they have this very beautiful room where they do their town hall. It's like a hall. So go there. They even have a stage. So go there, walk the stage, feel the room, feel the energy, yeah? And make yourself feel just like at home. That's a very important thing. Yeah? Know your environment, get comfortable with your environment. Now, tip number 5, pay attention to your appearance. Appearance is everything, because when you look good, you feel great. So always take care of your appearance. It's very important, all the way from how you style your hair, whether you need to put your makeup on or not, how much of makeup you need to put, whatever it is. But again, it relates to the earlier one, which is invest in your audience. Know who you're going to give your talk to. If you're going to give to a group of board of directors or to the higher executives, then put on a jacket, put on a tie, put on a nice blouse, office attire, and then go talk to them. However, if you want to talk to the non-executives, to the lower management, then dress appropriately as well. Maybe you might need to lose the jacket or lose the tie, but wear a shirt and roll up your sleeves. Like Tony Fernandez, when he goes on the ground to speak to his ground crew, he doesn't put on a jacket. He just removes the jacket and tie, you know, just speak casually to those people on the ground crew. So that's what he did, and that's what you should be doing as well. Dress appropriately. Do not underdress. At the same time, do not overdress as well. Know the occasion and how you want to dress. Now, tip number 6, ladies and gentlemen, start with a smile. Always start with a smile. Now, no matter what, even if it's your first time, always start with a smile. Now, research has shown that the act of smiling will make a person feel happier. That's a given, right? Now, research has shown, however, that even if you smile artificially, it works. So even if you feel nervous, you feel like the whole world is going to explode because it's your first time doing this public speaking, always put on a smile, even if you have to force yourself to. Because, you know, when you smile, somehow some biological thing happens in your brain. It releases some kind of chemical to make you feel better. And when you smile, you will invariably get people smiling back. And when you see those people smile back, it will make you feel at ease as well. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, please start off with a smile no matter what. Yeah, even if you have to fake it. Really, I kid you not. Okay, now tip number 7: kick off with a thank you. Always kick off with a thank you. You start off always when you. Before you start our presentation, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being here today. I know that it's been a very busy day for you, so thank you. I would like to thank all of you here for being here as well. To this webinar, we see a lot of incredible people here today. So always start with a thank you. No matter if it's for just 3 people or 300 people, when you go up on stage, you say hello, start with a thank you. When you show your appreciation to your audience for being there, for listening to you, you will get a more favorable response from them. They will feel more welcome and they will be more inclined to listen to what you have to hear, because it shows that how appreciative you are. So always kick off with a smile. Okay. Now, tip number 8. Pace yourself. That's right. Pace yourself. Do not rush. Always say, do not rush and take your time. Now, I've seen some presentation where people tend to rush. You know, sometimes, you know, if you are seated at an area, I've seen some people who are seated in a networking area, you know, and the chairman of the meeting would then call upon, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring over Mr. Andrew up on stage to give a presentation about his business or whatever. So now I've seen this where this chap then, as he walks to the stage or as he walks to the front of the hall, he would already start talking. He would already start talking as he is walking up to the front. Now, don't do that. A good public speaker never does that. Always go up to the front, quietly, go up to the front, plant yourself, look at the audience, then start. Don't start while walking, because to some, that may be perceived as being rude. In public speaking, that's a no-no. Always start when you already planted your feet firmly and you've looked at the audience, smile, then only you start. Don't start while you're walking. And when you do, pace yourself. Don't go too fast also. Take your time. Take your time. And also, if need be, pause between sentences. That's right, pause between sentences. It helps you gather your thoughts. When you pause between sentences, you know, it could... Some professional public speakers, they pause between sentences, not so much because of the dramatic effect, but also because they forget. You see, when they forget what they want to say, they pause. It looks dramatic, but that's a tip. It looks dramatic, yeah, but it's actually, they're actually gathering the thought. What am I supposed to say? Oh yeah, okay. Then they continue. See? Instead of saying, which can be really annoying. So what a good public speaker would do is just quiet, pause. Once you've picked up what you want to talk, then you continue. That really adds to the drama of it when you talk, alright? Now, tip number 9. Engage your audience. Always engage your audience, yeah? Get audience to participate. Hi, Shifa, Busra, that's right. Remember to always keep your pauses, yeah? Get audiences to participate. Ask questions to your audience. Do you have any questions? What about this and that? Always do that. Engage to the audience. Make it two-way as much as possible. Make it really engaging, yeah? And that helps you, that helps bridge the gap also between you and the audience. Now, tip number 10, important tip, always be ethical. Always be ethical and sensitive. Be professional at all times. Don't look down on people. Don't use insensitive language. That's a no-no. You may think that you want to be funny by saying something inappropriate, but it doesn't. Always don't. Hi, Michael. Glad to have you here as well. Thank you very much for joining. And yeah, so be respectful of your audience. If you're talking to the lower management part also, or the non-executive part, always, you know, talk appropriately to their level. Don't talk down on them. They may pick it up. You know, they're very sensitive about these kind of things. Don't talk down on them. Bring yourself and speak to their level. So always be ethical and sensitive. And number 11 tip, the tip that I couldn't stress enough, the tip that I say is very, very important is this. Practice. That's right. Practice. Yep. Practice. Oh, hang on. Ooh. Yep. Practice. Yeah. And then practice some more. And then practice some more. Practice some more. Practice some more. That's right. It's very important for you to practice. You must always practice, okay, before you go up on stage. I've gone up on stage many times, but I never take things for granted. I never wing it. I always practice. Even before coming onto this webinar, I practiced. Okay, so always practice, never take it for granted. And that's the tip for public speaking. We'll take questions later. I know that you have some questions. We'll talk later also. Now, I've just spent just a few short minutes to share with you a little bit of another aspect of public speaking as well. That is on how to keep a conversation going. How do you start a conversation? I'm sure that some of you have experienced this where you are in a situation where you are alone with your boss, or you're new at your workplace and you don't know anybody around, your new co-workers, and you are in a situation where you are left alone with them, and there's always this awkward silence, especially when you get into a lift. You get into a lift and there's your boss, or you're already in the lift and the lift opens and your boss walks in. That awkward silence, you don't know what to say, right? It's so embarrassing at that moment. But you need to know, you need to say something. Now remember, when you engage people like this, not only builds your relationship, but it also brings up your level to their eyes also. So whenever that you're up for review, they will look at you favorably. It will help in your career. So let's talk about first conversation starter. How to start a conversation. Very important. How to start a conversation. Compliment and ask. Very easy. Compliment and ask. Whenever you got into a lift, you see your boss there. Very easy. Hey boss, I like your jacket. Where you buy? Very nice. Start with the compliment and ask. If it's a lady, I like your dress, miss. Madam, where you buy? Very nice. That's right. So always compliment and ask. You got a new hairstyle. Wow, very nice. I like it. Hey, you do, I also want to do my hair. So always ask. Always ask. Compliment and ask. Always compliment and ask. Always compliment first and then ask, so it doesn't look like an interrogation. Yeah. Compliment and ask. That's very important. That's very, very easy tip on how to start a conversation. And always second tip. Always ask open-ended questions. Open-ended questions are questions that doesn't end with a yes or no. All right. So open-ended questions, like for instance, how's your weekend, boss? Hey, how's your weekend? So that person will start talking about his or her weekend. And so it's very important. And just listen, and nod, and things like that. So that's what you do. And or maybe you can ask about where you're going for lunch. Or are you having a good lunch? Where do you go for lunch? So those are the kind of open-ended questions that you could ask. Tip number 3, this is very, very important, very nice. Tell me more technique. Tip number 3, tell me more technique. 99% of the time this works. When the person starts telling you things, especially about things that probably you don't know about, if you're not a sports fan, they talk about football or whatever, you're not a fan about this or that, but you need to keep the conversation going, always say, really? Wow, hey, tell me more. That tell me more technique will then get that person open up. He will feel that you really appreciate, that you want to learn, want to know what he talks about, but you always say, tell me more about it. This tell me more technique really works 99% of the time. Really? Tell me more about it. Really? You went to this place? That's very nice. Tell me more about it. Really? Malay, Perak won the other day? I missed the game. Tell me more about it. And get it open up. At least, that buys you time when the lift goes down from the 14th floor to the ground floor, then you can make your way. Yeah? So that's how to escape from getting into awkward silence situation. Now, tip number 4, share. Don't interrogate. Tell your stories also. Don't just ask us. Tell your stories. You can always start by saying, for instance, if you're in an awkward situation, relate. Robert. My brother is also like that. My brother, he's so hyperactive. He likes to ask. He likes to talk about this or talk about just like Robert lah. You got any siblings? See? I just got him to ask about his family, whether he got any siblings or not. But I started off by relating, sharing my story. Yeah? So that's how you do it. Try to relate to a story and then ask. Alright? So always share, don't interrogate. That is very right, Shifa. We'll get into that later, yeah? Okay? Now, invite. Now, tip number 5 about keeping conversation going is invite and inspire. Use phrases that the other person use phrases that it tells the other person that it's their turn to talk. For example, what do you think? Yeah? Or how's yours? So if they ask you a question, for example, in awkward situations, they ask you, for example, your boss asks you, Hi Shifa, hi Ubi, how was your weekend? It was good, boss. And you talk about your weekend, you did this, you went to a movie. How was yours? See? Throw it back to them. How was yours? Throw back to them. So it was good, and I really enjoyed doing this. What do you think? See, that's one way. Always have a question that invites and inspires other people to get into the conversation as well. Okay, things like what do you think, or how was yours? All right, those are the kind of questions that invites other people to also talk. Tip number 6: listen and pay attention. It's very important to always listen, and pay attention. Okay. Now I'm gonna look at this. Now, sometimes that's right, Shifa. When you talk about people, you try to compliment people. that they get offended by saying that. So that is really that's a very difficult way of going about it, but it's not actually entirely prevalent. It's something that happens maybe once in a while. But which is why you say that you don't just say that you look good in that dress. Always follow up with the question, you know, you really look good in that dress. Where do you buy? I'm thinking of buying it myself. You see, show interest. Not just saying that, not just compliment, but compliment and ask. Ma'am, you look really good in that dress. I'm really thinking of buying something like that. Where do you buy it? Invite that person to ask. Invite that person to offer information as well. Not just saying, hey, you look good in that dress, and keep quiet. Okay? Always say, you look good in that dress. Where do you buy? I'm thinking of buying it also. Invite that person to give an answer. All right, try that. It might work. You know, you say, if you say, why? You say I look fat. No, it's not because of that. It's just I'm looking for something for myself also. I got this party that I want to go to, Laila bit. I got this party that I want to go to, so I'm looking for something presentable. And it's very nice. Where do you buy? Where do you buy? Ask again. Okay, ask again the question. That's how you actually do it. Yeah. All right. So those are some of the tips on how to maintain a conversation. Now, how do you end? How do you end the conversation? Very easy. To end the conversation, always give a reason, future, and goodbye. Reason, future, and goodbye. Those three tips. Reason, future, and goodbye. Reason is, oh, look at the time. Reason would be, oh, you know, it's a pleasure it's pleasure talking to you. Future is phrases like, let's get together soon. We'll be in touch soon. And goodbye. Goodbye. So how we go about it would be like, oh, you know, look at the times. I'm sorry, I have to get back to work. Let's do this again sometime. We'll talk again in the future. Yeah, I'll text you. Bye. See, that's how you end a conversation. Always, you know, give a reason why you want to end the conversation, and give a future, and also end it with a goodbye. Now, when in a group, like in a group of 3 or 4 people, when you go to a networking session and you want to leave that group, and my favorite line would be, I'm sorry, gentlemen, but there's somebody else that I need to say I need to say hello to. So that's the reason I give. There's somebody else I need to say hello to. I'll come back to you and we'll talk more about this, yeah? Bye. So give a reason, give a future, and say goodbye. And so, ladies and gentlemen, those are my tips on how you can start a conversation, how you can keep a conversation going, and how you can end a conversation politely. All right. Thank you very much. Now, yeah, that's right, Ubi. Same thing also when you say that you look tip-top, sir. Well, when you say that that doesn't help you on your grades, that is why you have to then fall back. You see, conversation is a lot about improvisation as well. You see, when you say you look tip-top, sir, it said that doesn't help you on your grade. Of course, it's because you were just making a statement. It's almost like you're trying to butter up to him. You look tip-top, sir, but don't stop at that, Ubi. Remember when I said compliment and ask, you look tip-top, sir, but be specific about what is it that you look tip-top. Compliment his jacket, for example, or compliment his shirt. That's a very nice shirt. I'm looking to buy something like that. Where do you buy it? See, ask a question instead. Get him to answer. Or if he says something like, no, that doesn't help you on your grade, son. They say, no, really. I'm looking to buy one, so I was hoping that you could give me some tips. Some people would actually respond to that, especially if you ask them earnestly. If you look tip-top, sir, that's very general. But if you become very specific, hey, I like your shoes, where do you buy? So people will respond to that better. Try that, Ubi. So, yes. How to escape a horrible conversation? Same thing as well. Same thing as well. Just use the reason, future, and goodbye method of ending a conversation. They say it's a very boring conversation, a horrible conversation. Of course, you don't show it in your face that it is. Just say, you know, oh dear, look at the time. I already promised my my mother, I already promised my boss, I already promised my wife that I'm going to give her a call. So, could you excuse me for a moment? I'll catch up with you, okay? So, reason and future. Okay, reason is I'm going to give my wife a call. Future, I'll catch up with you, okay? And goodbye, and that's it, and you leave. So that's how you do it, okay? Now, that's the end of the session. My question for you for the competition. Now, I told you just now that if you're a moviegoer, you might have caught me in Pascal the movie. I played a role in Pascal the movie. The first person to give me the correct answer as to what role did I play in Pascal the movie will get a free invite to my upcoming public speaking talk, to my upcoming public speaking workshop. The first person to give the correct answer, what role did I play in Pascal the movie? Need not be the name. If you know the name, that's a bonus, but if you don't, it's fine. So, if you know the answer, do it now, and you will bring home, you will win a special invitation from me to come to my next public speaking workshop. So, any more questions? Do you have any more questions? The Learning Matchmaker Sdn Bhd. I would like to thank, by the way, I'd like to thank the Learning Matchmaker Sdn Bhd for making this happen. Learning Matchmaker Sdn Bhd is this company that brings professionals together for whatever your training needs. So that's what they do. They're really good at this. You know, if you need to be exposed to a certain kind of expertise, get in touch with the Learning Matchmaker and they can hook you up to the necessary people. Hi, Ida. Nice seeing you here. Okay. Glad you know the answer. Well, like I said, the first person to answer it correctly will bring home. We'll get the prize. Che Liza Yusuf. Hi, Che Liza. Tell me about yourself. Where are you from? Anyway, Che Liza Yusuf, congratulations, you've won your prize. Yes, I played the role of Captain Michael. Captain Michael, the first 15 minutes of the opening sequence of Pascal the movie. You know, there was this ship, the Bunga Laurel 5, MV Bunga Laurel 11 ship that was sieged by the Somalian pirates. I was the captain of the ship. Congratulations, Lisa. You'll be hearing from me when I get when I do my own, next time I have a workshop coming up. And thank you very much. I'm sure that all of you have more questions that you need to ask me. If you do, you can keep on sending the messages through the Learning Matchmaker, and I will see to it that your questions get attended to. Otherwise, you know, you can please feel free to come to my workshops, and we can have a further discussion on this. And that's all the time that we have today. Thank you very much. And this is Adi Afendi signing off. It's been a great pleasure seeing you all here today. I hope that you have a wonderful day ahead and you have a wonderful weekend. And for those of you celebrating, I hope it's not too early for me to wish Happy Deepavali. This is Adi Afendi signing off. Bye-bye.